to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby. This is where we make food, fitness, mindfulness content. So as you can tell by the title of the video, we've got Heatless Curls hair care routine. I'm so stoked about this one because I have been doing heatless curls since early 2000. Super nostalgic, like I feel very full circle moment. This is my hair freshly washed. We're going to be going through various different heatless curling methods. A lot of different ways that you can do heatless curls nowadays. It's very saturated market, I will say, and there's so many new tools that are accessible. I've got these guys over here. They're like this malleable curler that you'll just bend into shape and it'll just stay where it is. It's a very fun fidget, I will say. I've got the blowout sticks here that got super popular in like 2024, I want to say. As the robe curling method, I literally just I took my robe like waist cincher thingy and we're going to be using that inside the hair. Like, I know there's a lot of videos online that do heatless curls, this and that, but we all have very different hair types. If you don't have the same hair type, it's not going to turn out the same. I'm very frizz prone and I never understood why I was so frizz prone, and it's because I have very fine hair. So if you have a lot of frizz that builds up right here, especially when your hair is drying, you probably have fine hair. I have a lot of it. It's very long. This is the kind of brush that I use, by the way. If I use the plastic brushes, my hair just like statics right up. What I did to wash my hair, first and foremost, I used this special detox. It's a tea tree detox. So because I've never dyed my hair or anything like that, I don't really need any harsh chemicals, and I have a very sensitive scalp. I have like psoriasis on my scalp, very dry, and even if you don't have psoriasis, I always feel like you should go the natural route for your hair care product. I love this little nozzle because you literally just open it, and then what you do is you put it like right up to your scalp and you just kind of put however much you need on. I have a lot of hair, so I really get in there and I use a lot of product. So I use a lot of it, but I don't use it every wash. I use this once, or I'd say once every week or once every 2 weeks. It depends on how aggravated and irritated my scalp is, and the cooling effect really helps with my agitated scalp. I alternate between shampoo and conditioner. Red King shampoo inside the shower with biotin in it, so it helps enforce your hair. I usually use the Loma Daily shampoo and conditioner. Also, to go with the detox, I use this scalp massager that I literally got from the dollar store, and I just get really in there because my hair is so dense and thick. I have a hard time getting at the back of my hair. So that's what I do for my hair care routine. Now, because my hair does get oily fast because I work out a lot, you've seen in the videos my weeks of wellness, I go for runs, I work out, this and that, my hair does get greasy very fast. So I usually wash my hair every 2 to 3 days. Alright guys, so the very first heatless curls that we're going to be doing is the robe curl. Make sure that your hair is completely not free. So we're just going to brush through the hair. We're just going to place that robe on the head just like this, and you're going to have it closer to the front than in the back. The material of the robe doesn't matter. I'm in the process of moving right now, so I can't find any of my clips or anything like that, so I'm actually going to use this detailed fancy clip, and I'm just going to clip it into place so it doesn't move. You can use whatever clip you have. This is just the only one that I could find right now. I'm going to start with this side here. So you're going to start with the front piece, and what we're going to do with this front piece is you're going to bring it over, and then you're going to put it under the robe. Okay, so your piece that you have on this side is always going to come back to this side. Now we're going to grab another section here on the back side. You're going to bring that one over just like the last one and then under. So if you've got hair in the front, that hair should always be coming back to the front, and vice versa. The smaller the section that you take, the tighter the curls are going to be. So we're going to add in that front piece. You're going to take some with your thumb, and then you're going to go over and then under the robe. So it's almost like you're mimicking a braid, and then you're going to add with your thumb in the back, and then you're going to go over, and it doesn't have to look neat, and under. When you're doing this, you want your pieces to cross over each other, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to keep adding, so I'm going to do it one more time. So you're going to add with your thumb, and then you're going to bring that piece over, just like that, and then you're going to bring it under. Okay, and then I'm going to add more, and then just make sure that you don't have any knots in your hair, just work out the kinks, and then you're going to go under. So once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. It's just those first few steps. So again, just adding hair, over, and then under, and then I'm grabbing more hair over and under. And just repeating that process. You want to have all of your hair inside your robe before you hit the bottom of your ear. Reason why is because the further away, so the further down, it's going to be looser. So let's say I still had some hair at the nape of my neck and I'm braiding it here. Well, at that point, it's going to be really loose curls. So you're going to continue this. Now that you just have your 2 strands, you're just going to go over and under. And when you're doing this, you're going to be crossing your sections like this. So you're kind of doing like an X. So see how it's going over and under, just like that. Over and under, and over and under. Hey, baby. Alright, so now from here, we need to secure the hair. Usually I use scrunchies, but like I said, I'm in the middle of a move, so I'm just going to use my hair elastics for now. As you can see, it's pretty snug in there. This is what it should look like. And then I usually like to use my scrunchie, but right now I don't have one. I'm just going to feed that through just like that, and then feed it through once again, and then we'll do one more time. Alright, so this is what it'll look like for the first side. Now that you've got one side fully braided and fully in, you can remove that clip. There's no need to put the clip on the other side because that's not going anywhere. It's fully secured. And we're going to do that exact same thing. So once again, you're just going to grab some hair here where your face is, and then from here you're going to cross that over, and then you're going to go ahead and bring it under and back on the same side. Doesn't have to look the cleanest. Like you can see, I've got little bumps here in the back. That doesn't make your curl any less good. You're sleeping in it, so it's not going to look fancy. And then once again, you're going to be finishing off the rest of your hair right before you hit the bottom of your ear. Okay, so once you reach here, you're going to go ahead and grab your elastic of choice. Okay, so now it's going to look something like this. These are probably one of the most comfortable heatless curls to sleep in. You can either leave them hanging like this, or you can wrap them at the back like this and have them laying on your head like that. And then from there, top here, you just knot it up. You can also just tie them at the back. I am going to sleep on these and then come back tomorrow morning and show you guys the results. Alright, you guys, it is the next morning and I am ready to take these out. Now for reference, I slept like 8.5 hours with these and I did yoga outside and they held up really well. So let's take them out. So to take them out, you just start off with taking out your elastics. Now for your hair to hold the curl, it really makes a big difference if you had your hair wet, like too wet or not. If your hair is too damp, then your curls are just going to fall because your hair is still wet. This, I'll show you why I like to use a scrunchie, because if you don't use a scrunchie, you're going to end up with a very dense, harsh line like this in your hair, which you don't want. But like I said, I'm in the middle of a move. I'll show you guys my go-to hair products so that my curls keep. I do like to use the Moroccan argan oil, but I don't know where that is right now. Like there's a million boxes. I'm sure you could see the background. There's a million boxes behind me and I have no idea where the argan oil is. Once I reach right above the ears here, just like that, I just like to give it a little bit of a shake just to loosen it up. All right, and then we're gonna keep going here, and I just do one at a time just to preserve the curls. So you're just basically crossing it over one at a time like this, and you'll be able to feel which direction the curls are going to want to come out of, just like that. And then this side is out. All right, now let's do this side, and one at a time. I love heatless curls because they really preserve like the smell of your hair, which I know sounds weird, but like if you just washed your hair and it smells really good, it keeps it in of some frizz going on. So we're just going to start off by shaking the roots kind of violently. You just want to break apart the curls. Now, if you want, you can comb through your curls. So I'll just break them up with my fingers. If you do want a really loose curl, you can. Like sometimes what I'll do is I'll brush just the bottom part just so I can have my length back. Like you can see how it's dropping right away. What I like to use is this Pache Passion for Life. It's just basically a style souffle. So there's a lot of different kinds that you can use. You can use mousse, you can use hair oil. This is the first thing that I unpacked, and it is my go-to. I like to use this to tame my frizz. Like you can see I've got a little bit of a frizz going on. For the girlies who do have bangs and want more volume, you can actually put one of those rollers, roll it up, and then put it through the robe just like that. I'm not too picky with that. Take a pea-sized amount and then I rub it in my hands like this, and I just go over the frizz. See how it helps tame it, and it also helps style the curls. So I'm just going in like this now, and you don't be shy, like I'm just using a little bit more just like that, and then scrunching at the bottom. Look how pretty. And then you can form, so if you have like little, little strands that didn't form well, you can just clump those in with other ones, just like that. The back looks like. And it would look beautiful if you have like a little clip or anything and you want to do half up, half down. You could always just go like this. As it is getting late and I'm taking just a little bit of a packing break so that I can do my hair for the second heatless curls that I'm showing you guys. So I'll just show you how my hair held up. I did get my hair wet just like at the front parts here because I had washed my makeup off. So this got wet here, but the rest of it stayed pretty well. I brushed my hair 3 times today, and these are the curls that I'm left with. Still a really nice shape. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be preserving the curls that I have and also enhancing with some volume. All I'm doing is I'm going to be using 3 of these guys today. So these got super popular in 2024 and I ordered these from Amazon, and it also came with a silk wrap so that way you can wrap your hair. But honestly, you don't need to get these. These are nice and convenient, yes, because they have the clip. You just clip it like that. But with that being said, you don't need them. What I used to do before this is I would take a long sock and then I would stick those, those rollers that are long and wiry. They look like this. So I would stick a bunch of those in there, and then from there you can bend it and it would stay in its shape. And so I would use this similar to the blowout stick, and I would roll it and then I would tie it on the ends. So if you don't have the blowout sticks but you want to have volume and you do want to have the shape, you can most definitely make your own. I also did find when I was unpacking my argan oil, so I will be using this tomorrow to help tame my frizz. Use this, I section my hair in 3 according to how many I have here, and these are nice because they are grippy on like the silk ones, but obviously personal preference at that point. And obviously these sections do differ from day to day. I don't always take the same sections. So we're just going to take it off like that and then brush off. And this top here, especially if you have bangs, is going to be super voluminous, and this is going to be the one that gives you the volume. So like I said, the first heatless curls that we did with the robe, you can always put a little roller for your bangs and then feed it through the robe. But this heatless curl is really what's going to give you that blowout aesthetic. Make sure that you brushed it really well and there's no kinks or anything like that. And I'm going to be looking down like this. And from there, you're looking completely down. You're rolling inwards. And we're going to start at the very bottom. I'm just going to start rolling like this because my bangs are about that long. And we're just going to tightly roll until we're all the way at the top. You could also spread the hair just like that. And then once you're at the top here, you're going to go ahead and join those 2 together just like that, and that's it. So from here, this isn't going anywhere. You could spread the hair just like that. That's it. And then we're going to go for the second one and then the third one. So first off, you're just going to section your hair at the halfway point just like this. Now this is going to be your media section. Listen, nobody said that heatless curls look glamorous, but they really do give the best results. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush it out, and then we're going to invert our head. Roll, roll, roll. until you reach the top, and then you clip just at the top like that, and that's your second roll. Pretty good. So I'm actually feeling that one of them is kind of pulling. If I can't shake it out, I'm going to redo it. Trust me, you don't want to go to bed if you have like 1 or 2 strands that are pulling. Not only is it super uncomfortable, it's also really bad for your hair and it can lead to bald spots. I think it's like 9:30, so I'm just going to continue unpacking, and then I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm going to sleep on this and then I'll show you guys the result. Morning after, as you can see, it's all disheveled. I ended up changing my wrap just to show you guys, because I don't think I showed you how to wrap it. So you can see that it's slipped off now. But what I had done is I had folded my square wrap in 2, so it made a triangle. Okay, and then from there, I put the flat side on the back of my head. I put the pointy tip at the top. And then when I bring both sides to meet and I knot it like this, you basically tuck that little triangle inwards, just like so, and then you tighten it accordingly. So that's how I wrap it. And then this is what the back looks like. It's not going anywhere. Yesterday, I just put this back one in, but I'll show you guys a trick. So basically, I'll take it out. When you're wrapping it inwards, just like all of the other ones. You're wrapping it towards your face, but instead of clipping it on the top, you're clipping it on the bottom. So let me show you. So you're taking it. So just to show you guys what I mean, so you see how I rolled it towards my face? Instead of clipping it up, I clipped it down like this. That way it's not falling over or pulling anything. So I'm just going to take this out. I'm just going to unwrap it. And you want to unwrap it like this, so that way you keep your curls, as opposed to unwrapping it like this. You want to spiral it out. I'm not going to lie, this was kind of pulling at my head last night. I was just too lazy to redo it. Right, so we're just going to unclip this. We're going to unravel it just a little bit. And then we're going to take it like this. Okay, that's the second layer. This is going to be our third one. So you're just going to unwrap it. And then you're loosely just going to spiral it out like that. And then you're left with beautiful bouncy blowout. And then from here, if you do have any frizz or anything like that, just go ahead and take some oil. This is the one that I'm using here, Argan Oil of Morocco. Boop, it's just that yellow jar that you can find anywhere. Just take a little bit, heat it up in your hands, and then we're gonna just go through the hair lightly and scrunch. Just go through the hair lightly and scrunch. There you go. And that's it. So that's how I preserve my curls that I've done the day before. So this is day 2, and now not only do I have the curls, I also have the volume, and just look at that shot. See what the back looks like. I'm super happy with this. They're my favorite for volume, because just look at the volume that you get. So you can always, like I said, use socks. But yeah. It's day 3 of not washing hair, as you can see, and I'm just gonna be doing a braid for tonight to preserve the curls. I want you guys to see how a braid can help actually preserve your curls. I'm literally just doing a 3-strand braid. That's all I'm doing. So I'm gonna be starting up here. I'm scooping the hair up with my thumbs, just like so, and then I'm just gonna separate it. So there's 2 strands there. And I'm going to take the third one in the middle and just add in. So it's just a 3-strand French braid. So I'm adding in with my thumb, and then I'm crossing over and under. And then I wrap it around here and I come to the front. My face is looking red because I picked it. It's a bit of a late night, guys, because I have unpacked a lot. As you can see, I've got my little clothing rack there, which is awesome. And I'm just taking my scrunchie, and I found my scrunchie in my unpacking, and I'm just adding it like that, and that's it. That's all I'm doing for my hair tonight. As you can see, is what I do to preserve my curls. So this is day 3, and this is pretty much what I do for my heatless curls. I also do have some heatless curl methods that I use with these bendy rods, but I won't be showing that in this video. That will be in the next video. So yeah. Alright, good night, guys. I'm exhausted. Good morning, guys. It is about 8:40, and we're just gonna take the hair out now. This is what the hair looks like. For this, so this is what I do to preserve the curls that I've already done for the past 3 days now. And as you can see, it has this beautiful little wave pattern. And you just shake it out, and then you just kind of rough it up. And I do like to kind of just brush up on the roots here. And then from here, so I put an oil in my hair yesterday. As you can see, it left a really nice shape. So this is what it looks like in the front. And then I like to add a little bit of styling cream just for hold purposes. So this is what I use. It's just a styling souffle. And then I use about this much per side. So it's just a little blob, it's not even a dime. And then I just crunch it, shape it, just kind of play with the hair. You definitely want to start with less. You've heard, like I'm sure you've heard, less is more. Other side. But it's because you can build, whereas you can't go back if you've put too much. And again, just shaping those bangs. I've got very long bangs that are longer than my chin. I prefer it that way just because I am pretty sporty. I like to be able to tuck it behind my ears. Okay. And then finish off. And that is how I preserve my 2-day curls. So this is what it looks like from the front. I always have some sort of wave in my hair, and usually it's attributed to some sort of braid. That is everything I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful tips and tricks on how to properly do your heatless curls, how to preserve your curls. You don't always have to be sleeping in uncomfortable things. These are all pretty comfortable. I would say the robe curl is the most comfortable, and then also the braid over the robe curl. Sometimes something as simple as a loose French braid will have you there. So, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, cheers, bye.